Ugh, okay. We're already starting off wrong. Oh, it's even more wrong. What happened? I just be wanting to be in frame. Am I in frame? You know what? Whatever. Oh wow. My baby hairs just be laying themselves. Anyway, we've recently started the new job. So now it's safe to talk about the old one. That's what this video is, pretty much. Yeah. Ooh, there's a lot going on. Why is that stupid cat upstairs? I don't like our cat. I just want to say that, make that very clear. The one that I liked is dead. We're gonna talk about my old job, and I made a list this time. I really had to go to the dentist. Dang, them trash trucks be mega loud, bro. What was I about to say? Oh, I got this thing. So I was talking to the vendors, and it's a whole thing of protein. It's vanilla, which is cool. Vegan, nut-free. This ain't no promo. I ain't telling you nothing else. But yeah, so I got this big thing of protein, and it's supposed to... Well, first of all, you're supposed to have 1 to 2... No, mix 2 level scoops with 8 ounces of cold water. And how am I supposed to measure that? $16.9. So this is more than 8, right? So how am I supposed to measure the 8? I don't have... Do we got a cup that say that? Ounce. I gotta ask my mom. I've been waking up at 6:15 for this job because I prefer to work out first thing in the morning, and so I gotta be there by 8 o'clock. I made myself kind of like double coffee though, because I didn't sleep well. I didn't sleep well last night. So, did I do my Spanish? My eye shape be baffling me sometimes. This camera's pretty good at getting visuals of yourself. Hi! Can you focus? Working at a gym, part 2. So, people scanning in and not grabbing the door fast enough. Oh, okay, this is actually a really big pet. You see now, all these gonna start bringing up the memories. Anyway, so, okay, so most gyms, I'm pretty sure almost all gyms, you have to scan in, right? Like you gotta check in or whatever. Our front door was locked because you have to be a member to get in, or we can buzz you in, obviously, like if you're trying to sign up or something. But like, so, but typically you have a barcode, either a key tag or we had an app. Yeah, so you scan in. And the thing was, and these would be like literally regulars. Like I'm not even talking about the new people. Like if you were new, I had no problem explaining how the door works. But after I explained it, I'm kind of low-key expecting you to know it. But I'm talking about the people who I know come in every day, or they come in multiple times a day. Now there are exceptions when you forget it. Granted, I really wish you wouldn't forget. Like I don't care that you and your wife switched cars today. You're going to the gym, remember your key tag. I don't want to have to get up from my seat, because that was the thing that was annoying, having to get up from my seat to buzz people in when they were members and they had their thing on them. It's like, especially if you had your thing on them and you just want to be buzzed in. No, you can check in like everybody else, bro. Come on, you're supposed to check in anyway. It's a liability. Anyway, they would scan in at the door, and they just wouldn't. Okay, I can't. Let me calm down. They scan at the door. Then it's like they just stood there, like the standing emoji, and then would go for the door. And after that time of just standing, it would lock, right? They would lock, and then because it would lock, they would look at me through the glass, like a stupid sim. I would just look at them like, scan again. Because why did you just stand there? And then sometimes they would do it over and over and over again. Like it would be multiple times. And I was like, you gotta be slow, to the point where I would flag people down. I would flag them to the desk, and I'd be like, look, you did this wrong. Here is how you do it. Please do that next time. And yes, I'll make you feel a little bit embarrassed, because you need to learn. This is a learning experience, because what I'm not about to do is tolerate weaponized incompetence. No. Another thing was when people would call, what are your hours? Bro, you decided to call. Now my thing is, right, hours are posted everywhere. They're on our website, they're on Google, they're, oh my back, there are signs all throughout. You could even see, like, they're on our social media. Like, it's just not hard to figure out the hours of an establishment without calling them. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that would always get me is, how'd you get the number to the gym? Oh, you looked us up on Google? Well, on Google are the hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have answered your own question. Why did you waste my time? I don't like having to be on the phone at all. So it's like you sitting here wasting time asking me stupid questions when you could have just been a smart person and done it yourself. It's when your stupidity inconveniences others is when things become a problem. You know, when I was closing once, I was trying to get everyone out, and dude says, I didn't know. So I said there are signs all over online, and he said, I don't read signs. Actually, you know what's really crazy though, was like after he said that, I dead stopped in my tracks and had to pause and look at him. And then I continued on. I don't read signs. How'd you get here? How'd you drive? How you drive it? How you get? You can't sit here and tell. That's the same thing as you sit here, I don't have an email. Well, you sound stupid. You sound dumb. You sound like you just have no intelligence. There's not a thought going on behind the minds. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't read signs. You have to read signs. That's why they're there. They're supposed to be helpful so you know things. You know what I'm saying? Help yourself. Help yourself. Don't be one of those people, because the way that I will go through every nook and cranny, jump through every hoop before asking somebody, because if I can figure it out, I'm not gonna sit here, you know, unless it like needs to be like real quick. Like, obviously it depends on what's going on, but it's like I don't read signs. Did I show y'all this hoodie already? I hope you like it. It says ADHD. I forget where I bought it from. It was 50 bucks though. Okay, so every day, obviously, y'all know when school gets out, all the teenagers would walk over or get dropped off, or sometimes they drive themselves, although they be looking 5 years old, and I'm sitting here like, you are not even big enough to be behind the driver's seat. And some kid literally like had to be like not even 5 feet. I was like, you shouldn't be driving. You are too small. It'd be groups of like 8 to 10 teenage boys just all like coming in a group, right? Like coming like their big bombardment, always doing stupid stuff, not even fully grown in size. Like they're still in like their little small little like prepubescent, you know what I'm saying? And they would just be coming in, and like then my mind always was, you take up space, go away so that space is empty now. You know what I mean? That's how I always felt about pretty much all of the teenagers. So like, and when I mean like groups of 8 to 10, I'm not exaggerating. Like there would be a bunch of them, and then they would all go around the gym, right? They go around the gym together. Like they wouldn't split up when they got there. No. They all went in the locker room together. They came out the locker room together. They went to this machine together. They went over to the bench press together. And then in that little like group of 8 to 10 kids, they would alternate through 10 different people on one machine and just take up one spot for that and for all their reps. For all of their reps. So like other members couldn't get on the machines, and they would be complaining to us, and they're just like, and I've had so many people come up and make jokes, but like low-key not jokes, like, y'all should make this place 18 plus. You'd get a lot more members here. I'd pay more money for that to happen. And I was like, they're always fooling around doing something because they ain't got no like real adult supervision, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, why are you throwing things across the gym? Like some kid threw a water bottle at his friend across the gym and it almost hit some random member in the head. I was like, you can't be doing things like that. Like y'all don't think through the process. But they would really do that, like in their groups or whatever, in one spot, rotating. And I swear it's the same group. It's the same group that picked up their friend who fainted in the first one I was talking about. Yep. There have been times when like teenagers are letting people in the back, like, and I don't know, they're obviously not members, so they're trying to get out of paying or like going through the whole thing, because they obviously know that they're teenagers, and like if you're under 18, we have to have parental consent, or your parent has to be there. So like actual teen members would like come in, scan at the front normal, head to the back and just open the back door. Like we don't, granted, like we don't really check, we don't check the security cameras like that, it's mostly like if something's brought to our attention, but like luckily a member brought it to our attention and was like, yeah, so like on this day around this time, like there was like these teenagers and they let some kids in. So then we looked at the security footage and we knew exactly who they were. You have to know that there are security cameras everywhere. Like you're just doing these things. And it was like, so like now that he has a note on his account to watch out for him, and if he does it again, like obviously speak to him about it, and if he does it again, he's gone, cancel. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, why would you do that? I don't remember if I said this in the last video, but it was like when people came up to me and they would be asking like, oh, you know the so-and-so machine? And I would just, or they'd be like, the so-and-so on the so-and-so machine is twisted off, or is broken, or is not responding. And I would be like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I would just give them like the blankest stare. Or they would come up and be like, do you have this type of machine? And I'm just so we finally got like these giant and like they're neon orange signs that say please do not use chalk. And it was the fact that people still use the chalk. Did I say this in the first video? There was a time, oh, you know, it was the same day, I think. I don't remember if I said this in the other video, but it was the same day that I walked in when the power was out. Literally hours after that, like when the power was back on, we were open again, yada yada yada. The maintenance guy comes in, all of a sudden, like he's in the bathroom, and then he's just like, oh, gotta do this, and whatever, and then he disappears for a little bit. He comes back, he's like, hey, gotta turn off the water. Like me, I'm not really paying attention to all this until I had to go pee. None of the toilets were flushed, right? And so I'm realizing this, and then like I looked at the group of teenage girls in there and I was like, they ain't flushing? They were like, yeah, I know. And I was like, oh, they turned off the water. And this was after they were like, yeah, the sinks aren't working either. And I was like, oh, the water is off. So I had to hold my pee for a little bit. I couldn't, it was really gross. Like you couldn't wash your hands. People were coming up to the front to use hand sanitizer and stuff like that. I cleaned the hand sanitizer bottle with gloves and yeah, it was a hot mess. And I just, yeah. Okay, so they fired our fitness manager without having a game plan, because they didn't have a fitness manager. They still to this day don't have a fitness manager, and he's been gone for a hot minute now. But it's like, why would you fire someone and not have someone ready? You know what I mean? Like, it'd be different. Like, and the thing is, the only reason they fired him is because he didn't reach whatever numbers that they were over demanding from him. And the thing is, like, he didn't reach the numbers because they really did not give him the tools to success. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, their whole marketing strategy, trash. Their business strategy, trash. Them thinking that they're set apart from any other gym, false. They hold themselves on like, oh, we're big on personal training. No one cares about your personal training at your specific location or like at your specific franchise. No one cares about that. They care about a personal trainer, but whatever. So he wasn't like selling enough or whatever. Like, a lot of people don't even want that. They don't want it, or they can't pay for it. So they're getting mad at him for not being able to sell PT. But he was like deliberately asking them logical questions, and like I will be asking them in my head, or like even sometimes I'd be asking my boss, like, you know, they want you to reach these numbers, and then you tell them that the strategy that they're using does not work. How can I get it? I'm trying to reach your numbers. How can we figure out a new way to get to this outcome, right? And they're just like, well, just do it the way we told you. Just do it the way. No, the way you told me isn't working. That's why we're having trouble. Just do it the way we told you. That would, like, they sound like Neanderthals all the time. Like, I can't even lie to you. Like, the way that the regional manager one time said, people don't come to the gym because they want to better themselves. I was like, what? That's exactly why they come to the gym. What are you talking about? And they were like, they're not gonna come to the gym wanting to better themselves and lose weight. And I was like, well, then why else would they be? Why? When I tell you that man is stupid, like, I'm not even gonna be respectful about it. He's a bald-headed, stupid little man, because he's not that tall. And he's a mansplainer, and this is why I have no respect for his existence, because it's just like you want to be right all the time, but you don't even know what you're talking about half the time. And then like it's like jumbled syllables from a toddler on random subjects that don't really even matter. Like, I told you how he fought me about, like, I don't really know the term, like, science or whatever, but like all I know is that when things are far away, they move slow, and when they're closer, they go by faster. So like a plane, if it's closer, it's going to be going a lot faster through the sky versus like at a distance, they go slower. So like there were like a group of like 3 jets, and he kept saying they were birds. I said, no sir, those are jets, because they're good. And he was just fighting me on that, and I was like, and then I explained it to so many other people, and they were like, yeah, no, he's wrong. I was like, I know he's wrong. I don't need the confirmation. Like, he just sounded stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, just dumb, but whatever. But he was the one who fired the fitness manager. He's done a lot. None of the, like, the entire team didn't even like him. Not even the manager, like, the general manager liked him. Like, this man quite literally just has, like, the worst reputation through anybody. And then, like, he would be, like, one of the #1 people, like, the regional manager, to be, like, kind of, like, dogging on our specific club, like, oh, you guys didn't reach this number or whatever. But we would literally always be, like, the top club in numbers. Like, we would be top in revenue, like, top in specific membership types. Like, you can't give us not one kudos. You can't like sandwich it a little bit, like a positive, a negative, and a positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't even point out the positives. That's what sucked. He wouldn't even point out the positives and be like, y'all need to do better than this thing. And I'm sitting here like, you need to go after this specific club, because they don't even answer the phone. You coming at us for a number that, like, they would come at us for the personal training numbers, and it's like, you left us without a fitness manager. How are we going to get the personal training revenue up if we don't have a personal training manager? You make it make sense. But whatever. Like, I'm telling you, it was just dumb. But then, speaking of personal training, right? Like, there was like a dumb, there's like a dumb rule, I guess. Like, when a personal trainer leaves the franchise, if their specific clients start canceling or something like that, we can legally go after them. And I think that's very stupid, because that defeats the purpose of personal training. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're their specific clients, it's personal training. What makes you think they want to stay at the franchise to be trained? They built a relationship and a routine with that personal trainer. You know what I'm saying? To be like, they're just being butthurt. It's just like, get over yourself. You're not that great. No one cares about you. People are only here because we have the cheapest monthly rate. In all seriousness, like, I can't even lie to you. That's literally the only reason that we have customers. But yeah, like, when I put in my 2 weeks, one of their main personal trainers put in her 2 weeks the same day. And she pretty much holds all of their clientele for personal training because she's their best trainer. And, you know, there was literally like 2 of them. My manager was like giving me the pass down message from higher ups and was like, you know, if so-and-so's clients start canceling, you have to let me know as an employee. And I was like, I ain't signed nothing that said I had to do anything like that. And then she was saying, I ain't signed anything saying that they can come after me legally if my clients start, oh my gosh, start canceling here. Because her thing was just like, I have to let them know that I will no longer be working at this, you know, franchise. But then after that, if the client cancels, that's up to them. It's not like she was like, hey, I'm quitting, so you gotta quit too. You gotta come with me. I need you to come with me. She didn't say that. All she said was, I'm no longer training here, so, you know, you need to figure it out. And they figured out that they want to follow her because, again, the personal training thing. But yeah, so that was just dumb. So there was always a pet peeve of mine with, like, letting people college and down, like, to high school. I hated when they had a school email on file, because, like, there's really no guarantee that they're even gonna look at that. Why can't you use your personal email? Like, I came across someone's account and he was literally like in his 20s, and he still had a school email from like K-12 to 12th grade on his account. And I'm like, it kept bouncing, going to why? Because it didn't exist anymore. It wasn't in the school system for quite a couple of years. I was like, why? We can't do this. Not work emails, not school emails. Because, like, there was a guy, he put his work number and his email number down, his work email down, and then it bounced back talking about so-and-so's no longer an employee at this company. Well, there goes all the contact information that we had. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be using stuff like that. Things like that are temporary, bro. When people would scan in knowing they're past due, and they would try to, like, zip past you. They would try to zip past the front desk, and, like, it'd be like, member has message, because we had, like, a little speaker that just, like, said messages on people's accounts or whatever. And I would look and I'd be like, I emailed you this morning, and I would go after them. I really would. Like, this one man walked in, and I said 9 days past due, and I recognized his name, and so I was like, you know, I literally, like, left you a voicemail this morning, and you're gonna have the nerve to come into the gym and not, you know what I'm saying? You know, another thing. People would constantly try to bring in their small little kids, like way below the age of 14. That is the youngest that you were allowed in, okay? And they would really try to bring them in. Oh, can they just stay at the front? No! No one's your child. We don't offer the daycare service at this location. I really messed up my neck. I once watched the phone ring 5 separate times, back to back, from the same person. And they were really on a mission. And it's the fact that, like, I had clicked send voicemail so many times. Because, like, obviously, we were busy. Like, I was with someone, I was with the customer, and it was taking a long time. And there was no one else at the front desk. And this person kept calling, and I told them to send voicemail so I can get back to you later. Obviously, I cannot take your call. And they would keep calling. And it's like, bro. My old boss did, though. He was like, oh, do you want to work Mondays and Tuesday nights, 5 to 8, through the month of February? And I was like, no. I'm not looking for no consistent schedule over there. I have a full-time job. I don't need to be over there. Plus, this full-time job comes with overtime. So why would I? No. The whole point of not working there is to not work there. I basically adopted this little 16-year-old girl. She's really sweet. She's so nice. So we got to talking and stuff. And she was like, oh, like, what's the job like? And I was like, oh, do you want to apply? Blah, 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 blah. She didn't, like, you know how resumes work and, like, applications and stuff. She was like, oh, what would I put here? And I was like, oh, you are so cute. Like, I don't know. I just liked her a lot. She's really sweet. I like her personality a lot. She was, like, my little prodigy. I'd have her come around the desk and just watch me. And, like, we would just talk and stuff. And she would just hang. She would be at that gym for 3 hours. And it would be because she was talking to me. Because all she did was, like, ride the bike for, like, 30 minutes or whatever. Let me add this now while I remember. Why at my new job, one of my co-workers knows the old general manager at the old job. And she was like, oh, I hated her. And I was like, oh, there's no way. No way. But yeah. Small world. But the reason why that 16-year-old girl started talking to me originally was staring at our old cooler. It got broke because our regional manager, the dum-dum, yeah, he thought that he could do the maintenance guy's job because he was like, there's no way this new piece for the lock costs over $300 because, you know, I don't know, the cooler broke and it wouldn't lock anymore. He drilled a hole in the cooler because he thought he could fix it, and apparently to him it wasn't obvious because, like, I feel like in the cooler you can see the pane, like you can see a faint outline up close to see the glass or the glasses within the frame of the door. Yeah, no, his brain cells weren't working because he drilled right through the glass and he shattered the entire glass door from head to toe. You know how I said the old lock, or he decided to drill the cooler because the old lock, the piece was gonna pay, wow, I can't speak, was over $300, while they bought a new cooler just for it to be over $1,000. So again, dumb, you know? Yeah. Okay, so they hired a maintenance guy and they were like, wow, this guy really knows his stuff. Like, he's doing great, he's amazing. Look at all his accomplishments on his resume, right? Just for like 2 months later, they turn around and they were like, this guy sucks, he's getting canned. I was like, what happened to the original part of the movie? I guess he fixes things weird, I don't know. But okay, so like the whole franchise is very numbers based, like I've been saying, and so like they genuinely just didn't care about their employees. Like I said, there was no incentive to do anything. They were always giving us negative comments instead of like giving us a little bit of praise. Like, we were still doing good, especially to be the top club. Like, and it's because us as specific employees, like, we worked really well together as a team. We made sure to coordinate with each other. Like, our manager made sure to like give us things from the higher ups and make sure that we understood everything. It's like they can't even appreciate any type of effort that you're actually doing. And it's like, so then why give you effort at all? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And it sucks because like my old manager was a very people-based person. Like, he wants to make people happy. He wants to make sure they're okay, doing all right, you know? And so like it was a mismatch because he's a people person. He cares. Company doesn't. They want their money. They want the numbers. They don't care about that, you know? Okay, there was this one girl. She would always be at the gym early, I guess. I realized that she worked at the Burger King next door that I would always go to. Like, I went there so often that she was like, oh, large fry, right? And I was like, yeah, that's my order. And, you know, she would instantly like to start making it when she saw me walk in. Then after a while, she gave me, oh, I would add on to it after a while. Like, I would get like a large fry and then like a medium or a small, because like I didn't want 2 larges, but I still wanted more fries outside of the large. One time she gave me my small for free. and only charge me for the large. After a while, this kept happening. Like, whenever she was working, she would give me free fries, or she just wouldn't charge me, like, at all for anything. There was one time she didn't charge me for, like, a whole thing. I asked for fries and, like, a burger. She pulled me out the line. Out of the line full of, like, a whole bunch of people waiting at, like, lunch rush hour. And hands me my meal and says, have a great day. I was like, what is going on? And sometimes, like, she would be leaving just as I got there on Friday mornings. And she'd be like, have a great day. And, like, she would keep the longest eye contact. And, like, I know a lot of Latino people do that. Like, it's just, like, a thing. But I was like, I don't know. Like, does she want to be friends? Does she want to be more? And I was like, if she wants to be more, there's that. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just... And I already can't read the social cues. So I was just like, am I supposed to be, like, asking why she's giving me free food? Or is she supposed to be saying something to let me know why she's giving me free food? But I was like, I don't mind paying. Paying is fine, you know? Okay, so, like, as much as I liked that my boss recognized my talents and that I was his most efficient worker and everything, it was something about him, like, we would, like, have new people come in, right? And, like, I would be sitting there minding my business, and, like, he'd be signing up a member or something like that, or doing something. And this man would be like, well, my first name's so-and-so, and this here is Raina, my right-hand woman, the manager when I'm not here, blah, blah. Like, a whole thing of titles, and I'm like, what? No, because now they're going to think, let's go to her. Let's go to her. No, and he's just like, or he would introduce it like, oh yeah, but she's got a great smile behind that mask, and I'm dead behind the mask. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that, and like, all that time I was getting called that for months. And pretty much since he, like, started working there. Yeah, but this was going on, like, pretty much since he started working there for months. And, like, I would be getting, like, this recognition, but without any real recognition. Like, don't call me the manager when you're not there without the extra pay. And, like, the thing is, what's crazy is, like, the day I put in my 2 weeks is the day I got told that they decided to give me a slight raise. When the minimum wage went up, they gave me 50 cents more. For a total of $14.75. Oh, but, like, he would always be like, oh, go apply for the general manager position at this location. And I would just be like, haha. You think I want to stay? You think I want to have a full-time at a gym? No, I hate the gym franchise. I hate all of the franchises. I don't care if it's Fit Factory. I don't care if it's Crunch Fitness. I don't care if it's Planet Fitness. I don't care about any of them. I don't care about any of them. They're awful. Yo, okay. You don't know I hate being on the phone. But then when customers would call and they would literally leave a voicemail. And it's fine to leave a voicemail, but the whole point of leaving a voicemail is to let someone know why you called and that you would like to be called back to discuss that thing. People would call, this is so-and-so, could you guys give me a call back? Thanks, here's my number. About what? Like, I would like to be prepared for the call, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it a billing question? Is it about memberships? Like, I need to know, like, what if I needed to grab some information for you? And now I'm going in blind. Like, I couldn't stand those types of voicemails. It was just like, I don't even feel like calling you back because you couldn't even bother to give me a reason to, you know? Alright, so my coworker was the mayor, which basically means, like, that man did not do no work. He didn't really clean much. I mean, he did the job. Like, it's not like he was a slacker. Don't think that, because this man owned his own company. Like, that was, like, a secondary, like, I'm here to have fun type job, which I didn't understand. I was like, just go home and go hang out with some friends, you know? Like, why you gotta come to the gym? But whatever. He would literally just walk around and, like, he would, like, come in with, like, these giant dinners. Like, when I mean, like, he came in with an entire rotisserie chicken, and he ate that whole thing. In addition to, like, rice that he had bought, and, like, he'll bring in, like, a whole Thanksgiving dinner for himself. No, he didn't do no admin work. He didn't really take no phone calls. He didn't send no emails, none of that. Like, it was really just like, oh, that he's so-and-so is here. He gonna walk around. I'll stay at the front desk. Go do your thing. Also, he would pick up the weights, too, which was great. One time I came into work and someone was like, yeah, we caught some people getting it on in the bathroom. We had to be like, no, can't do that. And I said, at the gym, in a gym shower, people are that, ain't nothing even appealing about that. Ain't nothing even appealing about that. Oh, and then one time I walked in on some lady completely butt naked because she was about to get in the shower, but I was like, you didn't try anything to cover yourself? Like, I mean, like, open, like, she didn't, like, she was just standing there, like, waiting, like, for the water to heat up, and I was like, you just, everything out? But yeah. And that's all I got on this list, cha. Yeah. Alright, that's the video. Working at a gym is interesting, and I wouldn't really necessarily recommend it, like, unless you're in high school and college and you're just trying to have a paycheck. I understand that. That's pretty much what that was. But yeah, it was time to move on, because when I graduated, I needed a big girl job, but then too, I hated it. Alright, y'all. Thanks for watching another one. Goodbye.